Flashback.
It's sad that we have to lose InNOut, and not only this business, but many businesses throughout this area.
Never has a burger tasted so bittersweet. It's closing day for InNOut Burger off of I-880 in Oakland, the first time the chain has ever shut down a restaurant for good. Thank you for joining us. I'm J.R. Stone. Oakland leaders say their efforts to bring down crime in the Hagenberger corridor are working, but it was not enough to convince InNOut to stay. ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard stopped by the drive-through line today, talking to customers and city leaders about what losing this business means for their community.
Everyone has their go-to favorite at InNOut. It's the last time those cravings can be satisfied at this InNOut location off Hagenberger Road in Oakland. It's closing for good.
I knew it was the last day today to come out. I know this is the first one to ever close in its history. So I wanted to come out and show some support.
I grew up coming here since I was little, so we thought we'd come to get our last burger at this place.
This restaurant opened in 2005, but ongoing crime on the property and in the neighborhood left the burger chain making the tough call to close over safety concerns. Warning signs to customers are everywhere.
Yeah, it's just really sad because this is a spot where a lot of teenagers would come have their first job. This was my first job ever.
Clarissa says she worked here for 3 years and never felt unsafe, but others did.
A lot of people who aren't from here, I feel like they do feel a little bit more unsafe because they know that they can't break your window.
The robbery around here is like really bad.
This sign in the parking lot telling InNOut customers goodbye.
All right, guys, so I want to wish each and every last one of you and your families, your friends, whoever, I want to wish every single last one of you a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. And we must remember the real reason for the season. It is the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay, that is the reason why we celebrate Christmas. That is the reason why we celebrate during these holidays. And I just want to wish every single last one of you a Merry Christmas. So that being said, we have to get back into Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff world, right? We have to go out to Oakland, California, a place that is probably not having a very jolly Christmas or Merry Christmas due to the fact that thieves are causing business owners to lash out over their businesses getting constantly robbed. And this has gotten out of control during the holiday season. And this is something I want to talk about because it seems as if change in Oakland can't come fast enough, okay? That the businesses in that community, in that liberal city, are really, really, really suffering. And that takes me back to one of the most viral stories of 2024, which was a story about InNOut in Oakland shutting down. And the owner of InNOut is speaking out now, okay? She spoke out a few days ago in a PragerU interview in which she talked about the business closing down and why is it that InNOut had to close down in that location. Take a look.
Oh yeah, we're all tight.
Yeah, it's interesting. How do you decide on growth? I mean, you have over 400 restaurants, and I know you just had to shut down one in Oakland, which I'm going to guess why, but I'm going to let you make a remark. But how do you make these decisions, whether to grow or to shut a store down?
It was just absolutely dangerous. There was, out of 365 days, I think almost 300 days, there was some type of event, some type of thing
in
happening.
Oakland.
In Oakland, yeah.
Like what, robberies or violence?
Car burglaries, violence, fights, theft, you name it. I mean, there was a lot. There was actually gunshot went through the store. There's the stabbing. There was a lot. It was really
and you've
bad.
never shut a restaurant down before.
No.
And so this must have been pretty
huge,
hard.
It was huge, but we, for the safety of our associates, we just felt like this is not okay, So, and the amount of time it would take for the police to get there too was alarming. So,
yeah. So you seen that, you heard that. The owner of InNOut admitted that, that location was making money. It was making money. It was profitable, but they shut down literally because of it being too dangerous to operate. They felt like, okay, it's not right for us to make money while putting our employees in this much danger and our customers in danger. Just simply the fact that we're located in a part of this city that is so crime-ridden that you can't operate a business safely, okay? Now, again, this is exactly what happens when you have incompetent, progressive leadership, which has defined Oakland for many years now. And they have recently voted out their progressive leadership. However, it doesn't seem as if things are going to get much better for Oakland, at least not in the near future, due to the fact that there has been severe budget mismanagement to the point where they are having to cut back from police services. As you can see, police already are struggling to do their jobs, okay, in order to stop crime. But yeah, they're going to have to cut back on police services due to the fact that the city is damn near bankrupt. And again, business owners are pleading for help while the city is considering cutting more of its law enforcement. Take a look.
Frustrated. And that's how an Oakland business owner is feeling tonight after thieves rammed a car right into his store.
The crime comes just as the holidays approach and caused serious damage worth more than the cost of what was taken. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith has more.
Yesterday, it happened at 6:30 in the morning.
Ali Albaseri is dealing with the aftermath of what happened at his store in Oakland.
So they come in, they ramp a car to the roll-up doors to the front of the business. They tear up the front. They go inside and they just take things out of there that's not even worth it. The damage they caused.
He estimates the damage at 4M Foods to be about $30,000 to $35,000. That hit is much more than the cost of what thieves took.
I mean, they took cigarettes, they took the cash register, they took some candy bars, they took all kind of stuff. That was the medicines.
The store is on MacArthur Boulevard and it has a real purpose in the neighborhood.
Took a community small grocery store that caters to the neighborhood. We have produce, groceries.
He says police came hours later and made a report. Oakland police confirmed they're investigating the burglary. Officers checked the business, but the suspects took off.
And as the president of the small Bay Area Merchant Chamber of Commerce, I've been getting all these complaints and all this.
Say is bold, rampant crime that isn't being addressed. In that same plaza in November, this scene where thieves rammed a car into the storefront of a family-owned tobacco shop before making off with stolen goods. Concrete barriers, thanks in part to Chian, now sit in front of the shop. It's a familiar tactic in the neighborhood.
They ran a Jeep Wrangler into our buildings. Stole quite a bit of equipment and monies.
Since that September break-in, Bruce Wong installed this $8,000 barricade and how much was this gate?
$16,000.
The city just approved a plan this week to try to fill a $129 million hole in its budget, but that includes canceling 2 police academies, which OPD says will reduce its officer staffing levels, as well as slash police overtime, which the police union says will only increase crime.
I've been here over 43, 44 years. The city is chaos right now. We need help.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. It doesn't seem as if help is coming anytime soon for the business owners, despite their pleas, due to the fact that they're cutting back on hiring police, right? They're cutting back on the police academy. They're cutting back on overtime. And again, all of this happened because of the soft on crime policies, okay? When you allow crime to become out of control, what happens is that businesses start to leave due to the fact that they can't operate. And when businesses leave, tax money leaves, okay? When people leave, tax money leaves, okay? When tax money leaves, the city has less money to operate and they have less money to hire police officers, right? And that's essentially what's happening now, okay? And the police officers that are working have to work more overtime due to the fact that there's more crime, which further drives up the budget. So again, it is just a very, very, very bad situation right now for Oakland. And the stories are endless, absolutely endless in regards to what law-abiding citizens, what business owners are going through having to deal with the criminals, and they're not getting any help.
So we begin tonight in Oakland, where multiple businesses were burglarized over the weekend. Criminals have been using cars to ram into them in order to steal things like ATMs.
KTVU's Amanda Quintana is here. Amanda, what more are you learning about this string of burglaries?
Well, we know that at least a handful happened in the early morning hours yesterday, and they're reportedly all linked to the same group of criminals. Mr. Crispy Professional Barbershop is just one of the places that was hit. Surveillance cameras caught the moment a van backed up right into Mr. Crispy's barbershop.
They rammed it and came right in.
The criminals go straight for the ATM in the back corner, push it outside, load it into the trunk of a second car, and take off. It all took less than 2 minutes.
Neither vehicle had license plates. They had masks and was covered up.
The owner, Donald Smith, known as Mr. Crispy, showed up for work soon after.
When I pulled up, I saw the whole front of this was wide open. And it was unbelievable.
Despite the damage to the window, equipment, and a hole that looks right into the nail shop next door, he's most disappointed in the police response.
You know, people got families to feed, so it's just very depressing that they could at least showed up and, you know, sent somebody.
Eventually, a client was able to wave down an officer who just happened to be stopped at the intersection outside, but that was more than 8 hours after they called 911.
This was just super ridiculous that they just left all of us here stranded all these hours. And, you know, just to talk about it, you know, it's just, it hurts for that reason. Like, what about us? We paying taxes, you know, providing services for the community.
The officer told Smith.
Yeah, man, that's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off, okay? When it comes to these leftists, they seem to get upset and emotional about criminals losing their lives, right? Oh, a criminal got beat up by a white cop, right? Now, oh, man, we should feel so bad about it. But they don't feel bad about actual law-abiding citizens, a lot of whom are black, like this business owner. And the fact that his life is being ruined by criminals, his business is being ruined, his ability to feed his family. You don't feel bad about that? No, they don't feel bad about that. They don't care about that. But me personally, I care about the law-abiding citizens. This is why I've always been an advocate for being tough on crime. Because being tough on crime helps law-abiding citizens be able to achieve the American dream. You cannot own a business in a crime-ridden neighborhood. You just can't do it. It's hard to operate a business in a place that's not safe to conduct commerce. That's just the reality of the situation. And in Oakland, there seems to be no recourse whatsoever if you're a business owner and somebody rams into your store and robs you, because the police don't even show up. They don't even bother to show up. 8 hours. 8 hours. Response time for a burglary of a business. Like, I mean, you talk about the whole business being smashed into. It took 8 hours for the police to show up. So again, imagine for all the other crimes in the city, how long it takes for police to show up. You might as well not even call the police. And again, this is why when these leftists come out here and talk about crime is down, this is why they sound so silly. How in the world can you accurately assess crime when the police don't even show up? When people call, they don't even show up. Police don't show up. They're not even documenting the crime. There's so much of it, it's not even being documented. Incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff.
They were busy because 9 other businesses were also hit that morning, all using the same vehicles seen by their cameras. Oakland police confirmed a car rammed into a Chevron gas station a few minutes later, then East Bay Restaurant Supply and a 76 station where an employee fired shots, scaring off the suspects. Smith believes these criminals are coming from outside of the city, targeting Oakland because they know police won't chase them.
So as soon as they see you break a law or something and you get in the car and run, they act like they don't see you and go the other way.
He hopes the city and the police department can make some changes so no other businesses have to go through this.
I don't look forward to going anywhere. I love my city, but we just need the people to get rid of the criminals.
Yeah. So here's the reality of what's going on in Oakland. I believe these criminals are probably all working together as a part of some larger group. And they've realized that the police are in such a shortage that if they conduct a bunch of these operations at one time, at the same time, across multiple locations in the city, that they can spread out police so thin that it's hard for them to respond, right? So again, they said that there were 9 other break-ins like this happening basically around the same time. And that's why the police took so long to respond. So again, the criminals have now gotten smart enough to take advantage of the police shortage. It is only going to get worse, right? It's only going to get worse. If you're living in Oakland right now, Why haven't you evacuated? No, serious question. Why are you still there? I think that they should issue a state of emergency in Oakland and evacuation orders, right? I think that's a city where, you know what? Maybe you just got to start over, right? Maybe everybody just got to leave, let the criminals take the city. I don't know. Maybe at that point, have the military come in, okay, clean them all up, okay, and then start over, right? Just build from scratch. Build from scratch. Is at that point, it really is. Crime is that out of control. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.